Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Young here, and today I'm back in another Fortnite video. And in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys some tips and tricks on how to win in Fortnite. I'm going to give you guys a lot of really good tips in this video that can help you guys out a ton when it comes to winning much more easier here in Fortnite. So definitely stay to the end of the video. And before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. If you guys want a chance to win some free V-Bucks, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on the video. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel and also subscribe to my second channel. The link for that will be in the description or the pinned comment. Turn on my post notifications and as well comment down below your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account. And as well, if you guys would like to support me in the item shop, all you guys have to do is go over to the item shop, go down to support a creator, type in my code is Young Humor, and you guys will have me added and supported as a creator. I really do appreciate all you guys who do add me. And alright guys, let's go right to the video. Alright, so real quick, make sure you guys do turn on my post notifications because in tomorrow's video, I'm going to be covering the aim changes that they put in Fortnite. And if you guys are watching the video right now, I do believe they put in the changes already because I do make my videos the day before, so the changes should already be out in the game. But I'm going to be covering everything you guys need to know about it in tomorrow's video. I'm also going to give you guys some tips and tricks and do like a kind of like an aiming video. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely turn on my post notifications for that. So one thing that I really want to talk about that's important is when it comes to the new update, they're going to be adding bots into the game. And this is really, it doesn't seem that significant at first. And if you guys played Titanfall, honestly, I didn't have a problem with it. I thought the game was extremely fun to play because Titanfall, they had a mix of actual players and bots. And they kind of, you could tell when you killed an actual player because they would move a little bit differently, but it wasn't crazy noticeable. But the game was still overall very, very fun. But the one thing that really concerned me, I don't know how it's going to play out. I have to wait, a couple of days to see. But since they did say in the patch notes that the higher your skill is, so I'm guessing that they're talking about wins and stuff like that. So the more wins you get, the less bots are going to play, which implies that there's going to be skill-based matchmaking because you can't be in a game with a player who has a lot more bots because your lobby is not going to have as many. So that directly implies that you're not going to have or indirectly implies that there's going to be skill-based matchmaking in the game. So it's going to be huge. So for those guys who aren't getting as many wins, it should be a lot easier because if they are putting in the bots to help people win, then that means the bots aren't going to be as good as the actual players. So really going to be interesting how it all turns out. But so for those of you guys who aren't getting as many wins, like I said, player skilled matchmaking, so it's going to be a lot easier because you're going to be playing a lot people the same skill level. But for those of you guys who are maybe average to above average, or maybe even pretty good at this game, it's going to be quite a struggle because you're constantly going to be going up against really, really good players. And I'm not sure exactly the logistics and exactly how it's going to work, but I can tell you, and I don't really know how many levels there are or how many bots. Maybe there's like 3 levels. If you get like a certain amount of wins or whatever, you go up to like a little bit less bots, but I don't know how exact the system is. And from what I see, it probably is going to be it's going to be a lot harder the more wins you get because you're going to be playing against people who also have that amount of wins. Of course, if you had a low number of wins, low number of kills, then it isn't going to be bad at all. You really don't have to worry. But when you get into those upper numbers, you start winning a lot of games in a row, then it can be a struggle, and I feel it's going to be a lot slower. So I feel like with Fortnite, when it comes to the better players, it's going to be much harder to drop high kill games unless they're on a Smurf account, which is basically a new account that you make to play against easier players. Because when it comes to skill-based matchmaking, if you make a new account, you're going to be playing against the people who also don't have any wins. So unless you're doing that, it's going to be a lot harder to win, and your playstyle is going to have to be a little bit different if you want to be able to win games. Because when you're going against better players, that is the hardest time to play very aggressive because you're going to try to go for a lot of different plays, and you're not going to be able to because the people you're going against are already going to know exactly what you're doing, and they're going to be very good as well. So I feel like that could be very difficult to win a lot of games. So I'm not exactly sure how it's going to play out, like I said, but probably within 4 or 5 days or so, I'm really going to see, because I'm trying to go for as many wins as I can, and I'm really going to see exactly how it's going to play out. So if you guys want to win a lot more games, I think the most important thing that you have to change is probably going to have to be your playstyle, because like I said, the amount of wins, or I'm not sure how they term, maybe the amount of kills you get, the amount of kills, how many wins, whatever the case may be, whatever the system of ranking is, but the more kills you get, the different lobbies. So you're just constantly, if you're constantly winning games, maybe you're constantly losing and staying in the same division, people are going to be constantly going up. So the same people you're in a game with one time might not be in the game afterwards, because if people get wins and whatnot, that they're going to advance and you're going to stay at the same. So the people you're playing against are going to be very different every single game. So I feel like that changes a lot, because you have to really adjust your playstyle based on the people you're playing against. Because like I said, if you're in arena mode, because of course, like in arena, you're playing against harder players, or not even necessarily that they're harder, but they play a lot more slower and they play a lot more different. So you can't play aggressive in arena, but in public matches you are able to, and that's just because of the way they play. They could be the exact same skill level, but based on the way they play on that game mode, it can vary out and be a lot different. So I think changing your playstyle and adopting a playstyle that's going to be very effective in whatever skill level you are can also be a really good way to get a lot of wins, because I play a lot more aggressive. But if I want to get wins after this update, after I win a lot of games, then I'm pretty much going to be forced to play a lot slower, because I'm going to be going up against a lot harder players. So that alone is going to force me to change my play style, because if I play very aggressive, like here in this arena game, if I play very aggressive on players nearby, I'm not going to be able to win games. So simple things like that and constantly adapting to the changes in the game is really the best way to get wins a lot easier, because there's going to be a lot of different metas, a lot of different changes, and they are also changing sensitivity and everything like that, which I will cover in the next video. But all these changes that they're making is going to be huge, and it's just something that you have to adapt to and have to really consider every single time you get on Fortnite, because they're constantly adding new different things, and it significantly changes the game. Adding bots, changing up sensitivity, aim assist, everything like that. It's going to be significant change, and you have to adapt, because I think with the new aim assist, I'm not sure exactly what overall changes are. I know you can't L2 spam anymore, and for those guys who did that, you have to find a new way to aim, because you didn't L2 every fight. It's usually those like long ranges. Like for me, I L2'd all the time in those long ranges, and now I'm not going to be able to do that. So for long range fights, I'm going to have to play it a little bit more different, have to spend more time lining up my shot. So that alone changes my play style in there, but I will find another really good way to fight people from longer ranges, and that's just really what you have to do if you want to be able to win game after game here in the new season. And I'm pretty sure in season 11 they're not going to make any crazy changes, maybe like a few map changes, but I feel like the update that they're releasing now is going to be the one really big update, and I think this is just really going to carry on to season 11, and that's really going to be the big change for Fortnite, which I'm kind of feeling different about it. I don't know exactly how it's going to play out, like I said, but one thing I do know for sure is your playstyle, the way you play, and the way you approach gunfights based on the amount of wins or kills that you have is going to play a huge and major role in the amount of games that you win, because it's constantly going to be changing the players you're going against, because you could be going against, not so good players one game, and literally the game after you could go against players who are significantly better. And just understanding how to play against those type of players really can help you improve as a player. For the most part, I really get their point when because their whole goal, Epic, was trying to get people to improve. And if you are going against better players, you will improve. Definitely not as fun, because I like to drop crazy high kill games, but it will help me improve because I'm going against players who are better and faster at this game. So that will help me improve in the long run. But also another major thing, especially, like I said, I don't know exactly how it's going to play out, but I feel like if you are going in those harder lobbies against really good players, I think in-game is going to be one of those things, especially against really good players. In-game is going to be one of those things that you're going to have to improve on, because in casual matches, you really don't have like an in-game or in-zone. Very, very rarely does it ever get to that point. But if you are going against better players, and you can see in arena, people play a little bit slower, so you're going to have that in-zone or that in-game. Some games are a little bit more crazy than others, but a lot of games, you are still going to have that end zone, and you're going to have to learn how to play it. So if you guys don't focus on how to win at the late part of the game, you're really going to start struggling once you get a lot more wins and face better players. I made a ton of videos covering the end of the game and just my best tips for it, because there is some really concrete best ways to approach it, and basically just give you my strategies and exactly how I clutch those end games. So that's basically just my prediction, and the number one thing I would start focusing on is changing to the change that they make in the game sensitivity, the bots, and everything like that. And as well, I think in-game is going to play a huge role here in the next season. And with that being said, that's wrap up for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys liked it, make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, turn on my post notifications so you guys are notified for every single new video. And alright guys, I'll see you next video.